Chit Chat Kit Kats. Well, it's fedora weather out there. Oh my goodness. So the uber right, the MAGA extremists are, taking their 15 minutes of fame in the sun out there, crowing and frothing at the mouth and doing all the things that they do. So we'll just have to watch, sit back, get the popcorn, and watch them as they, try to obstruct anything that Biden wants to do. They're going to obstruct as much as they can and try to dirty Biden through his son as, the Trump stuff goes forward, because what are they doing? Don't look at what's going on with Trump. Don't look at he's an insurrectionist. Don't look that he's stolen all these documents. Don't look at the grifting. Don't look at the case that's going on in New York. Don't look at the obstruction cases in Georgia, because it's all about Hunter Biden's laptop. One laptop versus stealing of documents, grifting off the government, trying to steal an election. But Hunter's laptop is, nothing beats that. Oh my God. Yeah. So, yeah, good try. But you're frothing at the mouth and craziness is not going to take away what's coming down the pike for 45, okay? Oh, the new thing that happened when it comes to 45 and his case up in New York, they did appoint a special person to look over all of their financial dealings. And I mean, they want a list of all of their holdings, all the things that's been happening, and it's got to be in by the 30th of this month, okay? And I mean, they have got it locked down tight. They want an accounting of every penny that you have, every dealing that you've been involved with, all of your properties, I mean, everything. So that is, Trump is beside himself today. I just feel raging. Yesterday it was the Poor Me saga. Today it's just rage. Yeah, rage. Because he thought he's going to be so smart, he's going to close down that, he's going to move the assets elsewhere, okay? He thinks he's going to con the government, that he's going to find a loophole and be the snake that he is and be able to, hide those assets. But they are going through every single penny that he has, who owns what, whose name it's under, all of their dealings. He cannot take a breath without them looking at it when it comes to any of the financial dealings now. So, yeah, he is really up a creek without a paddle. I just see him in the sewage system. Trying to tread water in the sewer, okay? Yeah, the stench is that bad coming off of this. So, yeah, ooh, not good. He's, like I said, just absolutely seething today. And he is really in, I just see him, where the water waste plants, I see him in one of those water waste plants. That's what's coming down the pike for him. He's going to lose everything when it comes to his financial things, okay? They're looking at $250 million. This is the civil case, okay, that's going on now. But it could These things could become criminal. So we'll have to watch that. But things are really tightening up on him. I just see him in that Iron Maiden, they used to use torture device. That's what it feels like. Beside being in the big wastewater sewage plant, okay, trying to keep above water, take a breath, he's also in the Iron Maiden is what it feels like, that is closing in the torture, really beside himself today. And this ideology that he thought that running for president, announcing this is going to get him out of all that stuff, and thinking that he's so brilliant that he's found another loophole. Now, I give him credit. He is the master of loopholes and snakiness. Okay? He's done it all his life. Captain Bone Spurs, found a way out of the military. He had somebody else doing his papers for him. Okay? He's been a grifter all his life. So he has got that down to a science. And usually he uses the courts, he's used them his whole life to benefit himself because he had enough money to run out these cases, run out these things, but it's not going to work any longer, okay? He's not going against a private individual, and that's what he's done. He's in Florida before he became president. He would hire these smaller companies, and they're thinking, oh man, we've got such a windfall, we're doing this, and he promised them money. Then it would come time to pay them and say, oh, the work is substandard. I'll only give you X amount, pennies on the dollar. Take it or leave it. They go, we'll sue. Oh, okay, go ahead and sue. So they would sue, and he'd keep taking it to a different court, run them out because they didn't have the money to keep up with this stuff, and put them out of business. This is the man that he is. And this is the way he's run it his whole life. Okay? And then play the big shot. And he's always out there like with the carrot on the string, promising this and promising that. And people are taken in by Mar-a-Lago. All of his gold rooms and his gold furniture. And just thinking, oh, if we stick with this guy, we're going to get power, we're going to get money, we're going to be, And the worm turns every single time. Okay? Well, that's what happens if you're following, the devil, you're following ego, you're following money, you're following those type of things, or you're following somebody that's into the dark arts, and you think that you're going to cause others harm and that you can control demons, okay? You may think that for a time, but eventually these things come back on those people, okay? Now, yesterday I was watching this thing about these women in occult things, and they were in, some of them really dark. Like one woman that's a Satanist, and says, we don't worship the devil. But yeah, the devil is Satan. So 100% she was worshiping Satan and doing dark spells against people and thing, and then conning herself saying, well, I don't worship Satan. Well, yeah, she did. It's amazing how people can try to have the cake and eat it too. I'm going to control, I'm going to manipulate, I'm going to, use these dark arts against people and say, I'm squeaky clean. Okay? Well, yeah, no, it's not being squeaky clean. So anyway, just a lot of crazy things going on now with the world. And we have that big storm that was coming in. Just really, really bad weather. So please, 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 if you live in one of those areas, hunker down. Don't go out unless you absolutely have to. And this is not going to be a one-off type thing. We are going to continue to have more and more difficult weather things happening. Like here, we are not getting the rain. Now, when I moved here, 2 years ago, every night it would rain during rainy season. This last year, nothing. We've had a couple little sprinkles, that's it. So things have here been drying up. We really need the rain. Other places they're having flooding, major flooding, or, this huge snowfall that's going on now. There's going to be more and more hurricanes. So again, these are weather patterns that are shifting, and it is not going to end. It is not a one-off. This is not a, really, it is really unusual for that to happen now, but it's going to continue to be more of the same. So tighten your belts, because we are in for a ride. Now, I watched a couple of things that were predicting that we're going to have a really difficult time in the world, and the only thing you're going to have to cling to is your spirituality, your religion, or your spirituality, because there may come a huge shift. Now, one of them was saying, this is not to frighten people. This is just to be aware. And if these shifts happen, you know what's going on, okay? So you can be prepared and understand that this is happening. This will eventually pass, but these are some things. It's kind of like the dark night of the soul of the earth plane, going through the dark night of the soul time, okay, that may be coming up. So again, you've really got to hold to your spirituality and not get drawn into this darker depression or anxiety and angst and fear mode, because that is not going to serve anything going into that mode. But the one prediction was when the delta, I think it was the delta, stops flowing, there will be a radical shift that takes place, okay? And so again, some of these prophecies, predictions, what have you, just kind of keep it in the back of your mind that these are possibilities that can take place. And it's the same thing I say, when we're doing a reading, we're reading the energy of the moment. But, these things can shift. 10 minutes from now, that energy can shift because we have free will. So, again, if you're having readings done or anything of that nature, things can shift. Things can shift. So, yeah, just a lot of craziness going on out here. So just stay as sane and balanced, and really get in touch with your spirituality. Really get that anchored in. That is so important. Where you have that steadiness within you, that no matter what happens, there is that steady element that can take place. Okay? So it's like, the crazy things that happen here. And people think, that I may be getting caught up in it, or I might be really rocked by it or something. No, it's annoying at best, that's all. But inside there is always this still center. So it doesn't matter what craziness is going on out here, there's always that still center, okay, that takes place when one gets to that point in one's evolution, okay? So anyway, on that note, I'm going to leave that here. Trying to think if there's something I need to go do today. Any running around or something I need to go do. I'm just glad that I got the thing done with the car, got the new license plate on there. And so that was the main thing that needed to be taken care of. Oh, and the craziness with the bill that I don't owe, that they were coming after me for a year, harassing me about. That's cleared up today. Yeah, the doctor's office is going to talk with the VA, etc., and, and get that paid, because everything was in order. All the paperwork, everything was in order, and somebody screwed up on the paperwork, okay? So they're going to take care of that today, and tell them to get off my back. They need to leave me alone. Anyway, so yeah, it can be a bit annoying when you get harassed for something you don't owe, So anyway, but yeah, no, I'm looking forward again to getting out on the road. I don't think I'll go as far north as all of these snowstorms and craziness that's coming in. So I'm not sure where I'm going to go yet, but I'll figure it out soon. But yeah, looking forward to that. Anyway, I hope where you're at, you're safe and you're warm and that you're going to be fine. Again, but just look at these things, look at the possibilities, and prepare as much as you can. Don't wait till the event is taking place and then try to prepare. Try to prepare now. Again, if there's something coming in, hurricanes, things like that, have yourself, like I've said before, get yourself a bag and put in it all your really essential things that you can't afford to lose, and have those ready to go, and leave the area for a time to be safe. Now, the things of the world, yeah, it's painful maybe to lose them, but it's better to lose them than to lose your life. So please look at those things. Again, this is not to cause more pain or fear mode. This is not about engendering fear. This is about engendering, looking at things realistically, what's happening in the world, and how we can prepare. So really focus on your spirituality and getting yourself grounded and centered. And remember, the messages, whether you're Hindu, Buddhist, Christian, take the best of those and incorporate them in your life. If you happen to be Christian, remember Christ said, "Fear not. Greater is he within you than he that's in the world. Greater is the light of God than the darkness of Satan and these dark energies and shadow substances." Okay? So remember that. The kingdom of heaven is what? Where is it? Is it out there? No, the kingdom of heaven is within. So if you incorporate these things and you have that faith, you have that belief. Now what happens when one dismantles into the divine is, you don't have faith and belief anymore, because you know 100% the reality of what the divine is. Okay? You're no longer clinging to a hope that you hope it's there. You know 100% that there is God, that God is this energy, God is this divine life, God is that light, that energy, that awareness. And it's, like I said, the life of all life and the death of all death. That's what happens. One knows that this is eternal, unchanging, and that is the center of one's being. And the rest of this stuff is like the soap opera of the moment. The actors in the soap opera know it's a soap opera and they go home. Okay? Unless you go into delusion and you believe you're the character that you're playing in the soap opera is genuine. Okay? Well, then you're in another boat entirely. But again, it behooves one to continue this spiritual path and come to that point of absolutely 100% knowing the reality that is prior to this earth plane, which will remain, okay, which will remain indefinitely eternal, okay? So thanks for tuning in. Much love and light, and we'll see you online.